So last night was snowing, and I expected to wake up in a snowy London today, but it didn't stick, basically. Let's make sure this doesn't happen to our goals this year, shall we? Come on, you saw that one coming. Okay, so the past few years have been a rather transformational time in my life. I went from being someone who used to set very rigid goals to somebody who didn't set any goals at all. And finally to where I feel I am right now, which is, trying to find the right balance. I think for a few years now I haven't really set real goals, maybe I have things floating at the back of my mind, but for a time I allowed myself to explore things left and right without feeling the need to commit to any one path. And even though I feel very grateful, I don't think I'm comfortable, hold on. And even though I'm grateful for allowing myself to do that because I know that I needed it, now I feel like I am in this different place, different chapter. And I kind of feel like, I am almost ready for certain things, which is usually your sign that you are ready because you'll never feel fully ready. I think that idea that we have that we'll feel fully ready for something is really just the reconciliation with the experience itself that will actualize what we have in our minds. So until that point happens, I don't know how we would ever be able to feel fully ready. So that's a myth, guys, that's a myth. I love how I'm like, this is that. Am I cold? I'm also really excited because I feel a sense of ambition happening, which is something that I haven't felt in a little while. And excuse me, it's really nice to be able to reconnect with that part of myself, but it's definitely from a different place than it was before. So this year I want to set a couple of goals. Not all my goals need to be like that, but a couple of my goals, I want them to feel a little bit harder to reach. I want them to activate that sense of excitement and anxiety in me that are together. I mean, those emotions are twins anyway, even physiologically. The problem is, depends how you frame it, but I really, really, really like my comfort zone, a lot. If London had a comfort zone, I would move there tomorrow, no questions asked. Yeah, but of course it's very important to push outside of it because that's how we grow, obviously. Otherwise we face the risk of, of stagnation. And who wants that? Especially at the beginning of a year where you feel all the momentum and the idea, the sense of change. There's this sense of movement, just generally, that I feel a lot of people are attracted to when it comes to the new beginnings, myself included. I love it. I love it. Am I wearing 2 earrings? Yeah, I am. Okay, great. Now, a thing that has changed in how I set my goals, which is I think one of the most important things that have changed for me, is that I used to set goals almost strictly for improvement. And I used to choose them for the person that I wanted to be a lot more than for the person I was. And, do I even need to say why this is a recipe for failure? If you're a monster plant, a monstera, one might say, but you treat yourself as if you're a cactus, you're gonna die, soon. So. And of course, it's not to say that I know everything about who I am, but it reveals a willingness on my part to discover more about myself rather than, feeling the need to improve all the time. And I have a very simple framework that I'm using over here. When I tell you simple, very simple, it doesn't want to come out. All right, so patterns over formulas. It's pretty self-explanatory, I feel. And what it means is that instead of using these formulas that feel generic and uninspiring, quite frankly, you set pattern-based goals based on who you are. So instead of a rigid goal, something like, I want to exercise 5 times a week, you might say something like, I want to explore movement that feels joyful and energizing to me. And that could lead to a number of things like dance, martial arts, yoga, sports, the whole spectrum really, which makes it moi. So a pattern-based approach is nothing more than observing recurring themes in how you make decisions and how these decisions affect your fulfillment. So basically it's patterns of motivation, patterns of joy, patterns of overwhelm. Like for example, I am an introvert and I used to schedule like an extrovert, and I thought that, yeah, that's what I should be doing. And since I'm not doing that, I'm kind of like not performing up to a certain standard. That will never happen. That I will always fail if I keep thinking like that. So basically it's really about looking inward and finding these like authentic forces that fuel you, and really planning as your best friend would plan for you, not as somebody who whipped you with a stick and said, you should be doing that. So I want to keep this video short, but I do want to mention a few of my goals because it's fun and maybe we can inspire each other. I would love to hear about your goals and, you know, what makes you excited. I love when people share what makes them excited. I get excited. So I'm not trying to be selfish here. I'm just trying to say, if you have anything that you're passionate about this year, anything that you're excited about this year, just share it down below, and let's get this party started. Okay, so this year I really want to create more content. I mean, for a million reasons. Maybe I'll go more into it in another video, but like, I can't even, there's so many, oh wow, okay. This experimentation that I can do here helps me battle my perfectionism. I just want to be getting things out there and sort of speed up the process so that I make that shift from quality to quantity a little bit. And basically just striking the right balance. Is not that I want to sacrifice one for the other, but at this point, definitely some type of like, you know, a timer, a literal or a metaphorical one, will actually help me a lot. But it's also like a transition phase. The creative process that I was accustomed to, that I was more familiar with up until this channel and social media, was a lot slower, you know, like in making music and making theater, stuff like that. It's just a very different process. Yeah, I think social media, it's its own culture, and it's something that I'm taking my time to internalize a little bit more. And you know, that's a reminder that if you are in a transition phase like I am, I know it can be like hard at times, it can be chaotic and confusing at times, but be patient with yourself, be patient with the process, and I'm sure you'll figure it out. I hope I'll figure it out too. Yeah, we will. Another goal, okay, now you'll be surprised, is that I really want to get comfortable losing at chess. Yeah. Do you know I play with bots all the time because I am afraid of losing to a human person, to a real person. And I think chess is great because like it's both literal, but also like symbolic. Because I feel like if I become comfortable being a loser in chess, I will win across the board. I'm sorry. And perhaps one of the most important goals I have for this year is that I want to take naps. Unapologetic naps. Often. First of all, I deserve to take naps. That's one. And also, we all deserve to take naps. That's two. I feel like naps are, for me, related to like a sense of carefreeness. And I think that the last time I actually felt so carefree was like after I finished my master's, which I think was in 2018, end of 2018 or maybe 2019. I haven't checked, but it's one or the other. And that's a long time. Like basically what I'm saying is that since I moved to London, I've never felt comfortable and relaxed enough to take naps. I mean, I get it, the city will do that to you. The general environment it's not like you're here to nap, right? But I am a rebel and I will take all my naps this year. And if you don't want your naps, I'll take yours too. That's it. And very much on that note, I also want to bring music back into my life. Music has been such a big part of my earlier years. It was such a big influence. And then, I don't know, like gradually I kind of lost yeah, I think there was this shift in productivity and like survival, and it fell into the back burner a little bit. And I get, this opportunity to experience all my emotions. It's nice to know that you're able to experience these things and to, just to feel them, Sometimes when I don't for a long time, because I have to like focus on other things, it makes me feel, haha. Well, actually it doesn't make me feel like, I guess that's the problem, isn't it? It's just always great when I'm there, So these are some of the main goals I have, but obviously there's like a lot more. I want to refresh my home, I want to refresh my wardrobe, I want to take my first solo trip, I want to try so many activities here in London even. I think that you will possibly be seeing a lot of what I just mentioned in this channel. I want to take myself on art dates where I just create with no fear of making mistakes, because there will be no mistakes. Oh, yeah, that's it. He's agreeing, great. So I'm closing the video here because, again, I feel like I've been blabbering forever. I'm very excited for this new year. And I also want to know how you approach your goals, what you are thinking. There's nothing really more exciting than just sharing perspectives. I don't know, maybe I'm just a nerd, but I just really like it. So it'd be great if you did. Stay playful and curious. Till next time.